I'm in my pastor's study, and I hear this faint knock on my door. I yelled to come in, but the person stays on the other side of the door. Thinking it's one of the church kids horsing around, I continue with my work. But then minutes later, again, the faint knock. I'm certain now that it's one of the kids horsing around, so I rise from my desk to go to the door. I open the door, and I recognize this vaguely familiar figure. This woman has sarcoma lesions on her face and neck, and her eyes are darkened and sunken. I greet her warmly, and when she tells me who she is, I have to hold back the tears. We will call her Jewel. Jewel is desperate to see me because she knows my work in the community. But I don't recognize Jewel. Jewel is 40 pounds thinner, and her once huge afro that I absolutely used to love is now willowy, thin hair. Jewel knows I'm a lesbian and she trusts me, and the reason why she trusts me is because she knows I don't discriminate in doing funerals for those who have died of AIDS. And Jewel is in my office this day to set up her arrangements. This is the height of the AIDS epidemic. There's no cure, there's no remedy, and I know what's going on in these Black communities, especially with straight Black women like Jewel who are becoming ill. And what I know is that mothers, daughters, aunts, and even grandmothers are dying of AIDS. And the reason that they're dying of AIDS is because of the rampant homophobia in Black churches and Black communities that has resulted in a down low culture, and that is closeted Black men secretly having unprotected sex with other men. I'm in my office with Jewel now, and I tell her, I got your back, sister, I got your back. But 3 months to the day that I hear that faint knock on my door, Jewel dies. We have a solemn gathering of perhaps a dozen people at best. But then, after Jewel dies, one of the beloved sisters of our church, and I'm gonna call her sister, contracts AIDS. This is the first time as a church body we've ever had to deal with this, and it rocks us all. I'm crying, her parents are weeping, the church is behaving like it's in mourning. Just 2 years earlier, we were all celebrating Sister's wedding before she goes to Atlanta with her new husband to be near his work. But not long after, here I am at her bedside, holding her hand and looking at this once vibrant woman who has struggled with this virus, mostly alone, because of the shame and stigma of having HIV/AIDS. She talks to me and she says this, I had dreams, Rev. I'm a good girl. Why is this happening to me? My stomach knots. I don't say anything. Sister drifts in and out of consciousness. And when she comes to, she asks me some more questions. Is there an afterlife? I don't know. What will happen to me? I don't know. Where do I go once I die? I don't know. Sister says to me, I'm mad, Rev. Is it okay to be mad? And I tell her, I'm mad too. I've asked myself over and over and over again, and I ask it today, why can't we, as African American communities, tell the truth about our sexuality, and what price do we pay in not telling that truth? Because secrets and lies render tremendous harm. Jewel knew of my advocacy of homosexuality and HIVs in the community. Sister's crisis helped me to bring it into the church. And knowing my parishioners and knowing that many of them would attend Wednesday evening Bible study, I had a plan. I decided to open up Wednesday evening Bible study to the entire community and invite people with HIV, AIDS, and health professionals. Now, of course, there was resistance. Some of my parishioners said, I think HIV/AIDS is God's wrath for people with homosexuality. And then I had some that just said, look, Rev, look, I know what you're trying to do, but look, I don't want those folks in my company. And then there were those who were conflicted, those who were torn between the sympathy for those who had the virus and their fear of contracting it, because again, we didn't have very much information here. But over time, things, panned out. Things settled. My church got to be known as the open and affirming church. Some of the people were so inspired that they even participated in HIV/AIDS training. But some years later, Sister died due to complications related to AIDS. But Sister's legacy was her bravery. She taught us all with her openness about having the virus. And not only did it educate us, but it opened up dialogue that we still need today. We've come a long way, but the journey is not over. Homophobia and negative attitudes about people with HIV and AIDS is still rampant in many conservative churches. But this is what I did learn. I learned that some churches do change. And they change when they heard enough, they have to. When they see enough, they want to. And when they learn enough, they're inspired to. Thank you.